In the previous session, we talked about the Fayol's principle. There are 14 principles as we observed. All 14 principles we discussed one by one. We kept on detailizing everything. In that, one of the doubt which is coming is related to principle of order with reference to the human resources. See, principle of order with reference to human resources, it simply says that whatever your human resources there, whomsoever are the people involved into that, they should be arranged in a proper manner so that the work gets completed at the right time. Means what? Like take the example of an automobile assembly line. Now, what is this automobile assembly line? It's a kind of plant, it's a kind of factory wherein they produce the automobile. Now, when you go into an automobile assembly line, you observe that there are so many activities involved into that. There are so many processes in that. And these processes have to be completed in a particular sequence. तो जिस व्यक्ति का जो काम है उसके हिसाब से तो आपने वर्क को डिवाइड कर रखा था. अब जो काम पहले होना चाहिए वो असेंबली लाइन में पहले खड़ा रहना चाहिए. जो काम बाद में होने वाला है उसको करने वाला बंदा असेंबली लाइन में बाद में खड़ा होना चाहिए. So if this kind of sequencing is maintained, automatically you will be able to get the things at the right time because the people are there at the right place. So that's how you can understand the right thing at the right place in the principle of order with reference to the human resource. वहीं अगर आप मतलब अगर एग्जांपल के तौर पे समझा जाए, another example if you want to observe, there is a trader. This trader has the multiple departments. Source of getting the material is one, but place of supply of material are multi. तो जो गुड्स रिसीव करने वाला बंदा है वो सबसे पहले खड़ा होना चाहिए. जो उन गुड्स को अनपैक करने वाला है वो बंदा दूसरे लेवल पे खड़ा होना चाहिए. अनपैक करने के बाद में क्वालिटी कंट्रोल, क्वालिटी चेक एंड द प्रोडक्ट वेरिफिकेशन, ये बंदा उसके बाद खड़ा होना चाहिए. उसके बाद द रिस्पेक्टिव डिस्पैच जो होता है, हर डिपार्टमेंट में अलग अलग प्रोडक्ट भेजने हैं, उसके लिए डिस्पैच डिपार्टमेंट होना चाहिए या फिर डिवीजन डिपार्टमेंट होना चाहिए. तो वो डिवीजन का डिपार्टमेंट वाला बंदा खड़ा होना चाहिए. फिर वहां से उस डिपार्टमेंट में पहुंचने के बाद में उसको असेंबल वहां पर ठीक से लगाने का काम करने वाला बंदा अलग होना चाहिए. So this is how you can have the principle of order being followed in the case of human resource. Like on the other day we had talked about कि factory है, factory का office कहाँ होना चाहिए, factory में construction sorry production कहाँ होना चाहिए, storage कहाँ होना चाहिए, warehouse कहाँ होना चाहिए, packing कहाँ होना चाहिए, वो एक example दिया था. उसी तरह से for the human resource also you need to maintain, you need to create a proper sequence of activities. People conducting those respective activities should be having the respective places as per the principle of order. So this was about the previous discussion what we had. Today we are going to continue with the Taylor's principles of management, the next topic of your syllabus. If you must be observing, if you must have read it coincidentally, गलती से अगर पढ़ लिया हो आपने तो, Taylor's principles of management are quite similar to that of the principles of management being laid down by Mr. Fayol. However, there is a difference between the principles of the two. Fayol, when he presented the principles of management, he went into more detailized kind of thing. He talked about the emotions as well. Whereas when it comes to the Taylor's principles are more the scientific ones. Because what he's saying, what Taylor says is F.W. Taylor, that is Frederick Winslow Taylor, what he says is that you should lay down any of the principle only after considering the correct experiment. You don't need to go into the trial and error कि हम लोग ये ट्राई करके देखते हैं अगर बन गया तो। लाइक आजकल आप लोग बहुत नई नई रेसिपी सीख रहे हैं, घर पे एक अलग एक्टिविटी, अलग माहौल चल रहा है, रोज हमारे घर में एक डिस्कशन होता है कि आज नया क्या बनाया जाए। नाउ फॉर श्योर टू सर्टेन एक्सटेंट दैट मे बी गुड, बट द पॉइंट इज व्हाट कि अगर आप अपना कुछ इन्वेंट करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो, अपना कोई प्रोडक्ट बनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हो जो अभी तक के आपको कहीं से दिखा नहीं, कहीं पता नहीं, या फिर कोई प्रोडक्ट आपने सुना है मुझे वो बनाना है और आप अपने एक्सपर्टीज के हिसाब से, अपने एक्सपीरियंस के हिसाब से उसको बनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हो, यू आर ट्राइंग टू डू अ ट्रायल एंड एरर कि मेरे हिसाब से एक पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट है, उसका टेस्ट ऐसा होना चाहिए, तो उसमें ये वाले इंग्रेडिएंट होने चाहिए, इस तरह के इंग्रेडिएंट होने चाहिए। यू आर डूइंग ट्रायल एंड एरर। But if you go onto YouTube and you search the recipe and you observe that this person has done the correct way and in that way the person has got the correct results, you have got the experimented recipe or not. So whenever you are having an experimented recipe, your chance of making mistake in that goes very minimal, unless and until you have made some blunder in the basics, in hearing to what that person is saying on YouTube, in understanding, in observing whether the person has done the things right or not. So point of highlight here is what? Whenever you carry out a particular activity which is already been experimented, which is already been tried and tested, in that case you will surely be getting the correct set of results or not. And that's what Mr. F.W. Taylor says, that whenever you are setting down the principles, those principles should be based on the scientific research. You should verify, you should see, you should observe how a particular activity is happening, how the particular thing is taking place. And based on that, you should set down a principle, you should set down a rule for yourself. And if you are not doing that, if you are mistaking in that situation, you will not be able to get the desired results. And of course, my dear friends, this is the fact. We do not have the time in the current scenarios of the competition, in the current scenario of the industry, to do the trial and error. Because if you try doing the trial and error, you will surely be expecting some kind of positives, some kind of negatives. And if you want to have only and only positive results, you need to have the proper base behind your decision. And that's why Mr. F.W. Taylor is also called as the father of scientific management. Sir, कितने पप्पाओं को पढ़ना पड़ेगा? इसमें तो दो ही है, देयर आर नो अदर। इकोनॉमिक्स में एक और फादर को आपने पढ़ा है, पप्पा ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स एडम स्मिथ, नो? मिस्टर फयाल इज द फादर ऑफ मैनेजमेंट, whereas Mr. Taylor is the father of scientific management, because he is talking about science, he is talking about experiments, he is talking about the research, he is talking about the analysis. After doing research, analysis and verification, then you say that this is the principle of management. This is how we are going to carry out the activities. And that's where the difference comes between the principles laid down by Mr. Taylor and Mr. Fayal. Does that mean Fayal ने जो principles set down किए हैं वो कभी भी apply नहीं कर सकते? Answer is no. Fayal's principles are independent. Fayal at the same time has not talked about that in all the situations you should be doing trial and error. Fayal says that you have the principles which are more connected to the people, emotions, organization, team. Even Taylor Saab is talking about the similar kind of principles, but in a different way. Mr. Taylor has laid down only 6 principles of management. Fayal Saab talked about 14 principles. So now what we are going to refer through is only those 6 principles of management. Then we are going to talk about the method of scientific research. कि आप scientific research आखिर करते कैसे? Now, whether it is a service industry, whether it is a goods industry, whichever industry it may be, how do you carry out that scientific research also becomes a question, and that will be our discussion in this, that what is the base of conducting a scientific research? How, on what basis do we conduct the scientific research, whether it is motion study, whether it is time study, whether it is uh, the method study, whatever it is, these all is what we are going to talk about in this. So let's have a discussion on the principles being laid down by Mr. F.W. Taylor. Again, we'll start with the introduction of Mr. Taylor. वापस से मैं कह दे रहा हूं that these introductions are important for the purpose of knowing that on what basis he did that research, etc. Because mind it, my dear friends, exam में जब full 10 mark का question आता है, तो you are expected to cover this part of the answer as well, wherein you are telling who this person is all about, who has invented, who has brought forward these principles of management. ये क्या होता है ना कि हम अगर हमारे एग्जामिनर को मार्क्स कट करने का स्कोप देंगे तो वो बिल्कुल नहीं छोड़ेगा, एंड देयरफॉर वी हैव टू हैव द ह्यूज वॉच, करेक्ट वॉच ऑन द लॉकडाउन पे नहीं, on the first part, that is Mr. F.W. Taylor as well. Okay. So who is this F.W. Taylor? Frederick Winslow Taylor, an American who started his career as a machinist. वो मशीन में ना वो टूल्स फिट करते रहते हैं कि मशीन ठीक से काम कर रही है नहीं, मशीन की सर्विसिंग करना, दैट्स व्हाट अ मशीनिस्ट डज द वर्क एज, एंड went on up to the position of chief engineer. Chief engineer सस्ता वाला नहीं, chief engineer, top boss of the engineering department. His observations and experiments were based on scientific data. Statistical analysis करते हैं हम लोग, statistical data निकालते हैं और उस डेटा के बेसिस पे डिसीजन लेते हैं. His approach is called as scientific management approach, and therefore is called as the father of scientific management. Taylor's management theory involves application of scientific. I hope you all are able to see me back again. Okay. Taylor's principle, I said, are based on the scientific research rather than the rule of thumb. Yeah, this is what we were talking about. He solves the problem. Now, what is this involved scientific approach in decision making? It basically says that you will have to take the decision considering the various things that have happened already. That have happened already means what? That you are having the different aspects, you are having the different options. You are having the different aspects, you are having the different options available, and those different options have been tested already. And considering those all, you have taken a common minimal decision, and that's what we call as the scientific decision making. कि आप just एक simple example बताता हूँ कि एक डॉक्टर है, वो डॉक्टर से पूछा जाता है कि आपका टाइमिंग क्या रहेगा. Generally, if you observe, the doctors sitting in their clinic will have the time either from morning 10 to 1 or evening 5 to 8. Why is the general time like this? Why they have the scheduled time as 10 to 1 and 5 to 8? Of course, this has become a kind of tradition now. This has become a kind of trend now. That's why doctors have that same timing everywhere. Why? It has been observed, जब पेशेंट की तबीयत कब खराब होगी ये पता नहीं होता है. Still, even after that, why they do have the specific timings in the clinic? Because OPD की जब बात आती है, तो why they set it like that? जनरल मैंने किसी एक डॉक्टर से बात की थी, इस वजह से आई एम एबल टू स्पीक ऑन दैट. So what they said, that what we have observed, that generally even if the person is ill, then also unless and until it is emergent situation, unless and until it is a kind of death like situation, the person does not move into clinic immediately. The person goes to the clinic only after waking up, getting to the normalcy, getting to the routine, and then the person goes to the clinic. And that's why that timing is normally after 9 o'clock, after 9:30 or something like that. And same is the case with the evening, कि दोपहर की नींद होने के बाद में चलो शाम को आज डॉक्टर को दिखा के आ जाएंगे. And that's how the timings have been set to 10 to 1 and 5 to 8. There are so many such kind of examples. This was very vague kind of example. You must not have thought कि यार डॉक्टर वाला भी example कभी ऐसा आ सकता है. Why I am talking about like that is because that there has been a scientific research on that. The doctors have observed कि जब हम दोपहर में बैठते हैं तो हमारे पास गिराक कम आते हैं, हमारे पास पेशेंट्स कम आते हैं. बट जब हम सुबह या शाम में जब बैठते हैं तो हमारे पास उस समय पे पेशेंट्स ज्यादा आते हैं. तो why not to restrict our timing to the time, to the point where we'll be having more patients coming in as compared to in the normal course. And that's why they have decided, they have set a timing which is different as compared to the others, right? Why businesses are having the shops open all through the day and why they don't close in the afternoon sessions is just because they know कि customer कभी भी आ सकता है. Customer can come to me in the afternoon also, and therefore for that matter it has been mentioned that they keep the shops open all through the day. Why offices are open from 9 to 5? Because people have the work to do at home in the evenings. People have work to do in the mornings. And that's why they have the timings as 9 to 5. So these all, what I was just talking about, are nothing but the kind of principles, nothing but the kind of rules which are decided, which are set on the basis of, just 1 minute. Okay. So accordingly, you need to decide about the things based on the different scientific data analysis, right? Let me come to the principles which are set by him. The very first principle that is set by him is you need to follow the science and not only the rule of thumb. मुझे ऐसा ही चाहिए कि बजाय कि ये सिचुएशन में मैंने क्या करना चाहिए, should be the case. अब एक पर्टिकुलर सिचुएशन में आप कैसे डिसीजन लेते हो शुड नॉट बी डिपेंडेंट अपॉन, should not be decided upon कि मुझे क्या ठीक लगता है. You should decide it upon what is required in the given situation. You need to have a harmonial kind of situation wherein the harmony is there, wherein the people are doing the works in positivity, the people are working together in a people are working together in cooperation. What is rule of thumb? Rule of thumb is this has been decided till now, so it should be decided in the same way. That is what we call as the rule of thumb. कि हमारे घर में चिकन नहीं बनेगा. अरे भाई क्यों नहीं बनेगा? This is decided. Yeah, we will be coming back at home at 10 o'clock by any ways, by hook or crook. Why? Because there is a rule of thumb. Whatever the situation may be, you have to reach back. Or X, Y, Z, a number of examples. Like if an organization decides that कि 15 अगस्त को छुट्टी नहीं देनी है या 15 अगस्त को छुट्टी देनी है. But if at all the situation come, now take a simple example, I'll tell you. We are into the lockdown position, correct? There is the situation, if the schools are not opening now, the schools are expected to open, the schools are expected to open by July end. उसके पहले तो schools, colleges कुछ open होने के chances दिख नहीं रहे, पता नहीं. I'm just trying to make a wild guess. I'm not aware about the situation as Mr. Modi ji is, or for that matter Uddhav Sahab is. So considering that fact कि आपके पास सिचुएशन ये है कि आपका स्कूल चालू होने वाला है जुलाई के बाद. अब नॉर्मली जो स्कूल्स जून के फर्स्ट वीक में चालू हो जाते हैं वो जुलाई के बाद चालू होने वाले हैं, मतलब 2 महीने का शॉर्टफॉल ऑफ द सिलेबस ऑफ द स्टडीज और नॉट. अब ये 2 महीने का शॉर्टफॉल कवर करने के लिए they need to do the studies on Saturdays, they need to get the students into the schools even on the holidays which are otherwise allowed as per the government regulations. So rule of thumb is what? That the holidays have to be given. Rule of thumb is what? That Saturdays and Sundays will be off. But now, because of this extraordinary situation, because of the situation beyond the control of the individual, you need to make a different decision than the general, than the normal or not. Because science says what? Scientifically observing, the school says that if we want to finish up the syllabus, we require somewhere approximately say 1,000 hours of the students. Out of that 1,000 hours, 2 months, 25 days each, that means, sorry, 20 days each, that means 40 days into 6 sessions each day, that means 240 sessions have gone. If these 240 sessions have gone, how these 240 sessions will be recovered? By getting the students into the school on Saturdays, by reducing the number of holidays. दिवाली का हॉलीडे कम करना पड़ेगा, क्रिसमस का हॉलीडे नहीं देना पड़ेगा, 26 जनवरी 15 अगस्त के दिन भी हो सके तो स्कूल ले लेना पड़ेगा, एक्स्ट्रा क्लासेस के नाम पे ले लेंगे, एनुअल फंक्शन कैंसिल करना पड़ेगा, स्पोर्ट्स मीट कैंसिल करना पड़ेगा, स्पोर्ट्स चलेंगे, स्पोर्ट्स मीट कैंसिल करना पड़ेगा, एंड बाय दैट वे दे विल बी एबल टू फिनिश अप द सिलेबस. या फिर दूसरा ऑप्शन क्या? सिलेबस कट करो. अगर इस साल सपोज अब कोई बंदा अगर 6th स्टैंडर्ड में है, उसका आपने सिलेबस कट कर दिया, वो क्या 7th स्टैंडर्ड में वापस से वो सिलेबस कवर हो पाएगा? नहीं. सो इफ दैट्स नॉट द केस, you need to have the solution which is based on the scientific studies or not. That if I want these many hours to complete it, I want to have that much of hours. How do I get it? I don't know. How do I get it? I need to plan for it. I don't know means what? I need to plan for it. My whole planner for the year will completely change. And that's what we call as science and not the rule of thumb. नहीं, rule of thumb नहीं, छुट्टी तो देना पड़ेगा, सैटरडे नहीं, हम नहीं बुला सकते. वो पेरेंट्स क्या चिल्लाएंगे? When school is saying something कि हम लोग बच्चों को सैटरडे मंगाएंगे, पेरेंट्स बहुत ज्यादा खुश होते हैं. वेरी गुड, चलो सैटरडे भी ऑक्यूपाइड हो गया, हम लोग को प्राइवेसी मिलेगी. Right? Well, we keep the sarcasm apart, but the point is what? That you are deciding something on the basis of science. सिंपल सी बात बताऊं, तुम्हारे लेक्चर्स हम लोग जून में स्टार्ट करने वाले थे, पता नहीं अब जून में स्टार्ट होगा नहीं. अब अगर जून में स्टार्ट नहीं हो रहा है, अभी तुम घर में वेले बैठे हो, तो इसको इस समय को पॉजिटिवली यूज करने के लिए इससे बढ़िया क्या उपाय है कि मैं लाइव लेक्चर आपके कंडक्ट करना चालू कर दूं. दैट्स व्हाट वी डिड. सो इवन द डिसीजन दैट वी हैव टेकन इज बेस्ड ऑन द साइंटिफिक स्टडीज. Then mental revolution. हमने फयाज साहब के केस में पढ़ा था that there has to be the initiative, the scope for initiative. You should give your employees the scope for taking initiatives so that they will be able to take the decisions. They'll be encouraged to take the good decisions in the favor of organization. That's what is talked about in the form of mental revolution when it comes to the Fayal's principle. He says that, I'm sorry, Taylor's principle. He says that when I am appointing an employee, I am expected to give him the liberty. I am supposed to give him the training. I am supposed to give him the full responsibility by which he will be able to come out as a new person. He'll be bringing in the new activity. He'll be bringing in the best out of him. And when the employees are bringing the best out of them for the sake of organization, it seriously works wonders for the organization. And therefore, there has to be the need of mental revolution. You need to properly give the training, guidance, pep talk, जिसे हम लोग कहते हैं. Then cooperation, not individualism. हमने दो रूल पढ़े थे, दो प्रिंसिपल पढ़े थे फयाल साहब के साथ. Substandarding or subordinating the personal interest on the groups in organizations interest. मेरे पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट को सेकेंडरी रखना चाहिए, मुझे मेरे ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल इंटरेस्ट को ऊपर रखना चाहिए. दैट्स वन. दूसरा प्रिंसिपल हमने पढ़ा था फयाल साहब का कि the last one that we had referred, that there has to be the teamwork, esprit de corps, and both these things are talked together when it comes to cooperation, not individualism. In the principles of Taylor, there has to be the division of responsibility. You need to divide the work. That work should be divided based on the responsibilities of the individual, and responsibility will surely come along with the authority. तो वापस तीन प्रिंसिपल्स कवर हो गए, अथॉरिटी एंड रिस्पांसिबिलिटी, डिवीजन ऑफ वर्क एंड द पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट्स. देन डेवलपमेंट ऑफ एम्प्लॉयर एंड एम्प्लॉई. कैसे डेवलपमेंट ऑफ एम्प्लॉयर एंड एम्प्लॉई? टीम वर्क जब होगा तब यू विल बी हैविंग मोर फोकस्ड एम्प्लॉइज इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. They should be properly trained, they should be guided at the right time, and by that way they'll be able to give you the correct kind of returns, correct productivity, efficiency for the organization. So let's talk about these all principles of management which are laid down by these different, by Mr. Taylor. The very first in that we referred about is science, not the rule of thumb. What is thumb rule? Thumb rule, I said that there is always a kind of guideline which is already available with us and we are typically following that. वो हम लोग typically इसको कहते हैं लकीर का फकीर. कि एक बंदा था, उसे कोई फॉर्म भरवाना था एग्जाम गवर्नमेंट ऑफिस में. तो गवर्नमेंट ऑफिस में चला गया, वहां पे फॉर्म भरवाने के लिए ऑफिसर से पूछा कि सर ये फॉर्म भरना है, इसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा. तो ऑफिसर ने कहा कि वो डॉक्यूमेंट सबमिट करने पड़ेंगे, कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन देनी पड़ेगी. तो पूछा भाई ठीक है, इन्फॉर्मेशन क्या देनी पड़ेगी. तो ऑफिसर पूछने लगा बंदे का नाम. तो उसने अपना नाम बता दिया. बंदा क्या करता है, उसने अपना ऑक्यूपेशन बता दिया. बंदे की डेट ऑफ बर्थ, उसने डेट ऑफ बर्थ बता दी. अगला क्वेश्चन था जिंदा है या मर गया. अरे दिमाग खराब हो गया, मैं सामने खड़ा हूं तुम्हारे, जिंदा है या मर गया, क्या सवाल पूछ रहे हो तुम. वो एकदम झल्ला गया उसके ऊपर. ये ऑफिसर कहता है यार मेरे ऊपर गुस्सा मत करो, don't shout on me, there is a question I'm asking that. What is this? This is rule of thumb. कि आप अपना दिमाग लगा ही नहीं रहे हो. आपके सामने बंदा खड़ा है, उसको आप पूछ रहे हो बंदा जिंदा है या मर गया. सिमिलरली कोई एक वो, हाँ इसका बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल, दूसरा बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल दे सकता हूं. वो पिक्चर आई थी एक, कौन सी, मोहब्बतें. देखिए आपने मोहब्बतें, अमिताभ बच्चन, शाहरुख खान. अगर मेरे प्यार में ताकत है तो इस गुरुकुल की एक से एक ईंट बजा दूंगा एंड ऑल दैट. हवाएं बदल गई एंड ऑल दैट. अच्छा नहीं देखी तुम लोगों ने? ओ माय गॉड. अच्छा विराज देखी नहीं सर, मोहब्बत की है. अरे पागल, यहाँ पे जरा पेरेंट्स को भी बुलाऊं क्या मैं? तो तुझे पता चल जाएगा. वेल एनीवेज, सो बता जोश जोश में क्या बोल देगा पता नहीं. ठीक है. वेल so the point that I was mentioning is, वो मोहब्बतें में ना अमिताभ बच्चन का एक stubborn kind of रोल दिखाया हुआ है, and Shahrukh Khan is the person who's been shown as upgrading with the times. तो अमिताभ बच्चन is every time coming up in a assembly, in a meeting and saying कि मुझे तीन चीजें बहुत ज्यादा पसंद है. वो है अनुशासन, परंपरा और कटिबद्धता क्या होते हैं वो छोड़ दो. अनुशासन अनुशासन is of course discipline. Parampara is tradition, and katibaddhata, yeah, something like that. I don't remember the third rule. What is trying to impose, what is trying to force upon is the thumb rule. That I have observed it, I have seen this, that this is proved, so it should be followed like that only. Pratishtha, pratishtha. Oh my God, thank you, Sneha. So, Anushas, Anushasan, Parampara, and Pratishtha. Because if you will be disciplined, you will be having the kind of tradition being followed, then you will be getting the kind of respect in the society. This is what the rule that he had set. And he said that as this rule is being proved over the years, we should follow that only. But now, due to the upgrades in the time, due to the changes in the time, we cannot literally follow that. We cannot have the follow-up of those things in a literal manner. And therefore, you need to follow what is more scientific. If you will tell the people that today also, if you want to move from Pune to say Aurangabad, you need to go with that Bail Gadi, people will make fool of you. Whereas, because the times have upgraded, so you are using the Ola cab, so you are using the rickshaw, so you are using the buses, so you are using the trains. So you're not following a typical rule, you are literally changing the things according to the time. And there is a scientific need behind that, right? So rule of thumb should be replaced with the methods developed through the scientific analysis. कि हम लोग सपोज अब एक सिस्टम है, ऑब्जर्व, यहां से मान लो मुझे मुंबई जाना है, तो मुंबई जाने के लिए मेरे पास मल्टीपल ऑप्शंस है. I can go from the old Pune Mumbai highway, or I can go from the new Pune Mumbai highway, that is the expressway. हम लोग आज तक ओल्ड पुणे मुंबई हाईवे से जाते रहे हैं, इसलिए हमने उसी रोड से जाना चाहिए. दिस इज रूल ऑफ थंब. But when it is observed that if we go through the expressway, we reach faster, we reach on time, and we require lesser of the fuel, etc., etc. So we should go through the expressway. Now this is scientific analysis. कि समय कम समय बचाना है. हाँ ठीक है, तुमको ओल्ड पुणे मुंबई से क्यों जाना है? क्योंकि तुमको रास्ते में 2-4 काम है. ये बात अलग हो जाती है. But if you are not having any work in between and you want to reach Mumbai, then why you want to still follow that old rule? You go safe है, sound. How? On what basis? Right? There, how on what basis का मतलब क्या? You are doing the scientific analysis of it. Why you are saying that? That it is safe, that it is more effective. हाँ, अगर वैसा होगा तो we'll go from there. Right? So thumb rule methods involve personal judgment and bias. बंदा बड़ा superstitious होता है कि मैं आज जो शर्ट का कलर पहन के बैठा हूं, ये शर्ट का कलर जब पहन के बैठता हूं तो मेरा लेक्चर बहुत जबरदस्त जाता है. दिस इज थंब रूल, दिस इज पर्सनल बायस, सुपरस्टिशियस. You cannot have the place for superstitions, you cannot have the place for personal bias and judgment. Personal bias means what? What I like, what I feel, what my wish and whim tells me. Based on that, I'm trying to take the decision. If that's the kind of thing, it can create trouble for the organization. And that has to be avoided. All right. So the next thing that I want is that I need to follow unorthodox ways can also be used for carrying out work in order to achieve the goal. Can we use this? Yes, of course. Orthodox ways of doing it is what we call as the rule of thumb. That they have developed a system and we are following that system. On the other day, my son was asking my wife, she was making something and he was asking that why you do it something like this. At that time, she simply replied, I don't know, I've learned it like that, I'm following it. So if you're following it just like that without having a kind of understanding in that or without having a kind of questioning in that, because it is giving me the positive results, so I'll keep following it. If I follow that, if I do that, and if it is not giving the correct result, then I should be upgrading myself. That is what is changing from rule of thumb to the scientific analysis. A kind of guideline supported by the scientific analysis is what you call as correct. Rule of thumb without the scientific analysis is what you call as the wrong way of doing it. Please understand what I said. A guideline, a rule of thumb, a system which you have been following till now, and you are having the scientific assessment, scientific analysis, scientific data behind that, then if the principle is based on that, that's acceptable. बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली जो डिसीजन मेकर होता है वो अपना सोच उसमें लगाएगा ही, बट वो अपनी सोच के साथ में साइंटिफिक रिसर्च कोई ऊपर से तो आने वाला नहीं है. साइंटिफिक रिसर्च कोई रॉकेट साइंस तो है नहीं. साइंटिफिक रिसर्च इज ऑल्सो कंडक्टेड बाय द इंडिविजुअल्स. और हर चीज में, हर केस में तुम्हारे पास साइंटिफिक रिसर्च रहेगा ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है. लाइक आई कैन गिव यू अ वेरी सिंपल एंड स्ट्रेट एग्जांपल ऑन दिस ऑफ द लॉकडाउन. लॉकडाउन करना चाहिए या नहीं, इस पे रोज मैं डिबेट देखता हूं. रोज 4 लोग आते हैं कहते हैं लॉकडाउन घटिया है, और 4 लोग आते हैं कहते हैं लॉकडाउन से अच्छी कोई चीज नहीं है. अब मोदी जी ने उठे सुठे उनके मन में आया मैंने लॉक कर देना चाहिए, ऐसा तो किया नहीं. What he did, was there any kind of precedence of the similar kind of thing? Not exactly this thing, but there was the precedence of other viruses or not. Like there was the precedence of swine flu. There was the principle of, the precedence of SARS. What they did at that time, they basically tried to keep the people in the houses. People remain in the houses at that time, right? So that's number one. So there was the precedence. Number two, he had the chain of experts. He had a group of people along with him to give him a kind of guideline. Was he taking that decision just like that? No. He tried to observe the world. He tried to observe. Italy didn't do the lockdown initially. What they are facing. China did the lockdown in Wuhan initially. What they are having the situation today. The country like America, which is the largest country, the kind of top boss of the world, that country is facing the trouble. So they did the analysis from there, and then they finally brought the situation of lockdown. Now, after the continuous resistance from many of them, that's why they have said in the lockdown 3.0 that lockdown has to be there. We are not negating the fact, but states have started saying paisa nahi hai, kharcha kidhar se karne ka. So they have started so many activities, and from there they'll start getting the revenue. So what they are trying to highlight now is central government is saying, we are saying still lockdown. Still states are taking decisions on their own. So that decision will be responsibility of their own. Why states are taking those decisions? There is scientific analysis behind that. So on both the fronts, when I'm talking about that science not rule of thumb, we are talking about a double-edged sword. On one side, if you take the decision, that decision it goes correct, you are saved. But if that decision is going wrong, you are having the consequences of that. So that's what we have to understand. So this principle signifies the selection of the best of doing a job after scientific analysis and not by trial and error. 5 दिन बंद करके देखते हैं क्या सिचुएशन होती है, 10 दिन बंद करके देखेंगे क्या सिचुएशन है. एक्चुअली अभी जो चल रहा है, now that the states are doing is trial and error. Why? ओपन करके तो देखते हैं क्या सिचुएशन होगी, फिर डिसीजन लेंगे. This is trial and error. Let's wait for the results. Based on the results, we'll take the further decision. If this is the kind of method, that's wrong. That's not a good approach. That can create the troubles, that can create the difficulties. And mind it, today that Maharashtra state have opened at many places, not at Pune as such, नाउ द पीपल विल सी, अगर सपोज कुछ गलत हुआ तो वापस ये स्टेट के ऊपर ही ठिकरा मरने वाले कि आपने क्यों अलाउ किया. Even in Delhi, AAP has allowed it, that there should be the opening up of the divisions, of the segments, of the businesses. क्यों? तो revenue वहीं से आने वाला है. Why liquor shops were given so much of importance suddenly? आज तक तो सब लोग मतलब जो बंदा पी रहा है बेवड़ा है. Why suddenly there is the importance to them is because they are creating the revenue. Highest amount of revenue comes to the state from these people. कल ही मैंने किसी से एनालिसिस सुना, इन महाराष्ट्र द डेली कलेक्शन ऑफ एक्साइज, वो जो लीकर होता है उस पर एक्साइज लगाया जाता है, उस पर अब तक के जीएसटी एप्लीकेबल नहीं है. जीएसटी सॉरी स्टेट एक्साइज लगाया जाता है, सेंट्रल की तरफ से जीएसटी लगाया जाता है. सो देयर आर टू थिंग्स लेविड ऑन दैट. तो वो जो एक्साइज है उससे स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को रोज अप्रोक्सीमेटली 54 करोड़ रुपीस का रेवेन्यू होता है. तो समझ लो 40 दिन हो गए दारू की दुकानें बंद है. 40 दिन में 54 crore per day means the government has already lost how much? 5 चौक 20, 4 चौक 16, 2160 crore rupees. इतने का नुकसान ऑलरेडी हो चुका है. कोई नहीं सर, वो भर के निकालेंगे. ऑफ कोर्स भर के निकालना ही पड़ेगा. विदाउट दैट यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू सर्वाइव. The government, people were not able to survive, and now the government is also not able to survive, and so suddenly they have to come together now. They have to take the decisions. Standards are already decided, which saves time and human energy and gives the expected output. अब ये सारी चीजें हमने बहुत वेग तरीके से डिस्कस की. If the same thing you apply to the government, I'm sorry, to the organizations, ऑयल प्राइस कम हो गई है तो भर के निकलेगा. अच्छा, एनीवेज, पेट्रोल इज नॉट अवेलेबल स्टिल. इवन इफ यू आर थिंकिंग सो, पेट्रोल इज नॉट अवेलेबल. पेट्रोल को अभी भी लिमिटेशंस में रखा हुआ है. Well, anyways, the point is whatever I discussed today is all from the vague perspective. In general, overall, what is science, what is rule of thumb, how it is going to affect the organizations, how the decision making is done in the organization, considering the scientific decisions and not the rule of thumb. This is what we'll be discussing in tomorrow's lecture. So we'll continue with the same principle in tomorrow's lecture. For today, this is it. Thank you.